What's up, fam? How are you all? I am uploading after such a long time, and I feel really weird doing this kind of video, but I really wanted to do a discussion. So, we're doing it, and I feel encouraged to do it right now. And my summer vacations are coming, which means more content, but I just wanted to do this one video before that starts. I have 1 week left of school and all that, so that all is going on. But today I thought I would just talk a little. I would do another discussion and I would talk a little about my 6-star books that I read. So let's just get into a video. These are all of my favorite, my 6-star on 5-star books, and there are 8 of them. So this is gonna be really interesting, and let's get along with it. Also know that this video will have no edits, no cuts, nothing of that sort. So it will be probably very boring, and probably I will be the only one looking at it and watching it. But for my own pleasure, because I've not been uploading, because I have not uploaded a full video for 2 months, I'm just gonna upload this video. So yeah, it's for my pleasure. So let's get on with it. Okay, so the first book that I wanted to show you guys, that is like, first of all, let me say that I have 6 physical books here, and 2 I don't have. One is a book that I got from my brother, so I don't have that with me, and the other one I read online, so I also don't have that with me. But except from that, I have everything else. So I'll talk about those, and I'll just add like a cover picture on the video when I'll do a little bit of editing, I guess. I'll just put a cover picture on it, but like I'll not do much edit. I'm not going to do any cuts and that. Let's just get on with the video. The first book that I have over here, that is like a 6-star for me, is a very basic book for I think every single freaking person in the whole world. It is Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. And oh my god, this book, you guys, oh my god, I have this edition, and also I have like the series edition that I have in the series. But this was my own first Harry Potter book that I had ever gotten. It was from my Didai, and this is the beginning to the journey, you guys. This is what encouraged me to reading. This is how I became a bookworm. This is all of that in one book. This is this is a feeling. This has become an emotion for me, and just this whole book is so close to my heart. It's Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. I think this is like the best introduction to a series like ever. And I have been invested in this series for 3 years now, so obviously it's worth something for me to be invested for so long in it. So I would just go and read it, guys, because this is Harry Potter we're talking about. Yeah, it's 7 books, and it's a beautiful series. I think you've been living under a rock if you don't know what the series is about, but I'll still tell you. It's about this 11-year-old Harry Potter who one suddenly on his 11th birthday gets called to this wizarding school called Hogwarts, where they teach how to control magic, and he's appalled. But when he goes there, he finds out that his parents, who were dead, and he was living with his uncle and aunt. So these parents of his, the uncle and aunt, had told him that they died in a car crash, but turns out, haha, no, they did not die in a car crash. They were killed by an evil, like villainous wizard. But what is appalling and very surprising is that this little wizard, when he was trying to kill Harry, he died. He died. So that is what is appalling. And now they're just gonna find out more. Harry's gonna make Ron Weasley and Hermione Granger his friends, and it's a whole story leading up to that. As I was saying, this should be a must read for every single person in this whole world, because it's such an amazing fantasy. And I am not the only one telling you this. We Potterheads are crazy about these books, okay? So you have to read it. And if you're not reading it, at least try watching the movies, because I think even I started reading the books after watching the movies, and I became a Potterhead by rewatching the movies first. So that's nothing wrong, or like it shouldn't be like if you're reading the books then you're a Potterhead, and if you're watching the movies you're not. It's not anything like that. It's just when you read the books you realize how authentic and how weird it was that these were books and then they were crafted into movies. So I think you should read the books, but if you don't want to, watching the movies isn't like doesn't make you a non-Potterhead if you like the fantasy world. So yeah, Harry Potter, please read it. The next book is, I'm afraid, also Harry Potter because I have to add something more to it. So this is Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, which is again a 6 star for me. And from now on, the spoilers will begin because, like, guys, like, I can't. I don't even think I can count this as spoilers because I'm sure you all have been already spoiled, but I'm still gonna say it's gonna be spoilers. But this book, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, is where everything changes. Hermione said it herself, the best. Everything's gonna change now, isn't it? And Harry's like, yes, it is. And Ron's just there, like, why am I here to witness it, guys? But it's but like that's from the movies, I guess. I don't really remember if that scene was in the books, but this is my favorite movie and this is my favorite book. I love everything because at the beginning they're really worried about going to the Yule Ball and participating in the Triwether tournament and like friendship drama and like all of that dating drama and all of that, and by the end of it Harry's in like actual freaking mortal danger from like that evil villainous kind of guy. So that is just so funny how that like graduates. And also the whole fact of like Dumbledore, that whole Dumbledore asked calmly thing is so meme. Like it's such a nice meme for me because I overlooked it at first. I didn't really look at it. I was like, okay, maybe the movies can change, but apparently some people did, and I don't mind it. I actually think it's quite funny, but I just love this book so much. It's an amazing book. It's a huge chunk of a book. It's like 600 pages or something like that. But I would say it's definitely worth it for the gradual, like maturing even of Harry Potter in this 1 year of time where he realizes that now he has to become serious and all that. And he's like, how I'm going to do that with my best friend being Ron and my, I guess the other best friend was a little serious. So Hermione Granger just made him do that. But like, Ron and Harry were, I know they were like, we have to become serious now. Like, what nonsense. And Hermione's like, yes, you have to become serious, you dumbos. So yeah, this book is just a bundle of excitement and like just you gotta read it to know it, but good book, amazing book. The next book that I have here is okay, this is kind of childish, but this is a very 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 childish and a very sweet and just such a it's so sweet of an experience that like this is like I guess the sweetest book and also the kind of the other thing, but like I'm not gonna spoil it for you at least now. I'm just gonna tell you guys the like introduction and then I'm gonna spoil it for you. So we need a place, all of that. Okay, it's about these two people, Jesse Adams, the boy who wants to become like a professional like runner. He wants to be the best at running at the school, and then one day this girl called Leslie Burke just rolls in, and she becomes better at him than he is at running, and that's how like they become kind of like enemies at first, but like not really enemies because they become friends then, and then they like overcome these experiences at their school, and then they become actual friends, and then because they stay next to each other they have this like secret place. I don't remember, yeah, obviously, which is Terabithia. They make this like secret place for themselves in the forest which is called Terabithia, where they have to cross it by like dangling from a rope, and it's such sweet things that I think even if not doing it ourselves, we definitely fantasize doing this. And it's such a sweet book at first, and now we're getting into spoilers, so if you don't want them, just just move on, just skip a few. But now we're getting into spoilers. Leslie dies at the end and it is freakingly heartbreaking. Oh my god, it's so heartbreaking when Jess finds out, because he's so desperate of telling her that he just came back from like he thinks a date with his teacher that he really liked, but he comes back to Leslie being just dead, and that's so weird on like just another level. And this is such a good book that I think it's been made into a movie, but it's such a book, and also the cover is so cute. But yeah, you've got to read this book. Kathleen Patterson really outdid herself. I've not read anything more of her, but it's a very childish book. I will tell you that if you like don't really like childish books, I don't think this is for you. But this is a very very childish and sweet book. And obviously they were hinting at the romance, but I don't think it really worked. So I just like to consider this as a friendship, pure friendship, an innocent childish book, and I love it for it. I live it, love it, breathe it. Yeah, beautiful book. The next book that I have here, I were just transcending from that lovely book to this lovely book. It is Shadow and Bone, and this is my 6 stars because like I read this in one day. I started in the morning, finished it at night, and I felt so pleased with myself. And I love this book so much, like insanely love this book. And honestly, unlike other people, I don't really hate the cover. I don't really hate the like non fully covering cover thing because I don't really mind it. I don't mind. I'm a very odd person with my books. I don't mind creases in my books. I don't mind the folding of my paper in the books. I don't even mind the writing in my books anymore because I think everything that you can to personalize your books is such a wonderful thing to do. So I don't really mind it at all. So this book is a bit bland. I don't mind it. And I just love this book so much. This Shadowrun. And also just like look at the cover. Just like look at the cover. It is like beautiful. It is beautiful. I love this more like than the first cover that I guess this is not the first cover that we made. And this is such an amazing series. It has two other books, but I think this is the best one. Definitely, this is the first book to the Grishaverse, and I absolutely love this book so much. And I'll tell you what it's about. It's like about Alina Sarkov, who is this like I don't know, like she's like a map maker kind of person, and in this fantastic world, there's this place called I don't really remember what the place was called. Wait, Shadowfold, right? So there's this Shadowfold where like these like monsters lurk around, and it's like kind of like breaking apart the economy, which is why when they figure out that actually Alina Starkov is a sun summoner who can summon light and is the only potential way to like destroy the Shadowfold, they instigate her into coming and join their forces so that they can break the Shadowfold and once for all. And Alina Starkov is very like just not willing to do this. She's hesitating because she just wants to be a normal girl in the village. And it's a book about all of those stuff and how she experienced through that. And I'm saying as if this is like a very self-proclaiming book, but it's not. It's a freaking fantasy. It's a beautiful fantasy. I don't think beautiful is the right word. It's like an exciting. Sorry about that. It's like an exciting, dangerous like fantasy book that I like a character who a lot of people don't like, so I'm not forcing anyone to like the character. Remember this is my opinion, but Malan Oratsev for me is adorable. I don't know how anyone can find any red flags in him. I love him. I've read the other books too, and I still love him. So for me, Malan Oratsev is brilliant, but like for some people he's not. So that's your opinion. That's completely your opinion. But I watched the show as well, and that is also really good, a really good show, and the casting is just amazing. So yeah, but yeah, this book I finished it in one day. You can probably finish it in even less hours. And it's such an easy to read book. It doesn't have very hard words or anything like that. Le Bardugo, beautiful done job. So and it's again going to fall. Yeah, why is it always falling? Yeah, why is this happening? Why is this happening? Okay, beautiful. So yeah, brilliant book. Brilliant book. Next book. Oh yeah. We have As Good as Dead over here. So This is like the third book to the series of The Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and I'm just going to tell you out front. I hated The Good Girl's Guide to Murder book, and then I quite liked the Good Girl Bad Blood book, and now this book. It's amazing. This is a very depressing, sad, like torturous, mind deprecating. It's just like blowing up of the mind kind of book, and it is so depressing, but I love it for all of that, all of those reasons, all of those murderous intents of Pip. I love them. And like like obviously spoiler alert, because this is the third book of the series and I'm going to talk about all of those things. But if you're reading like the first book and then you just don't want to read the second book, which is very appalling, why would that ever happen? But I'm just saying, hypothetically, if you're reading the first book and you're like, I'm not going to read the second book, and you just read like the plot twists, like plot marks of the second book, and then you move on to the third book, you will not understand why people like this anymore. Like, not at all. Like, it's such a drastic change. It's a drastic change in her whole personality. So you will not understand this, like, not even gradual, just drastic change in her personality. You will be like, what happened in that second book? And you will go back and read it, because like there's some stuff that happened in there, and this book just displays all of her reactions so nicely. She's almost doing drugs now. That's how bad her case is. So yeah, amazing book. And this is like a lot of people were like, oh my god, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder is not a guide to murder, guys. It's just a guide to solving murder. This is a guide to commit murder and not fall for it. I don't know what the murderers will do now, and like they're just gonna read this book and they're gonna be like, this is a freaking manual, guys. But this is such a good book, and even the last page, which is like, wait, let me open it. 3 minutes after the verdict was read in The Crown versus Max Hastings, hey Sarge, remember me? And dot dot dot. I just love this. Oh, obviously, I love Ravi Singh. Ravi Singh, I'm sorry, but like for a long time, I suspected Ravi Singh for being involved in this whole case, but he wasn't, and he's an amazing, amazing boy, and he's so freaking sweet. That's why I thought that something was wrong with him, because he was so sweet. And yeah, and now I'm feeling a bit creeped out because this book is that creepy. I'm like literally feeling a bit scared right now because this book is that creepy. Like, it makes you creeped out. Like, I can't do this anymore because like this is like creeping me out now. Yeah, great book, amazing mystery book. Oh god, I'm now scared. Oh god, I'm now scared. This is so bad a feeling. Okay. Anyway, let's just continue, and we'll be done in a few time, of a little bit of a time. So let's just roll with it. The next book that I have over here is the duology. It is the Six of Crows duology, and it's according to me, it's the best duology in the world. If you're a fantasy reader, then please, I am begging you, you have to read the duology because it is potentially the best duology in the world. Leigh Bardugo outdid herself here. Like she crossed all her boundaries. Like Shadow and Bone was good. It was like 6 stars good, but this might even be an 8 stars good. This is too good of a series. Like once you've started reading, you just flip one page and the other. The magic system is so easy to read about. Each and every one of the characters are so distinct from each other, but they're also really like realistic and believable characters. They have a story for each of them. They all have a problem, but they also have a solution, and they also have good in them, they also have bad in them. And it's such a good book, like showing all of the characters in their light. And like I just love this book so much. And I love the casting in the series too, but the book is the book. I mean, I love the casting of the series, okay? I love all of them together, and I think it's like the best cast ever. But like the book is the book, and it's so amazing. Each and every one of their, I'm not even going to explain further because I've made like a 44-minute video just discuss, or even like a 22-minute video on the Shadow and Bone. Hey, Shadow and Bone. Like no, not Shadow Bone. Sorry, Shadow and Bone book, but like. These books I made a 44-minute discussion about. So you go watch that. But I'm not even going to talk about it that much. I'm just going to explain it to you what is basically in this book. So basically, these group, like, honestly, I think I'm just going to read the description here because this is a beautiful description. Criminal prodigy Cass Brecker has been offered a chance at a deadly heist, break into the Ice Court, a military stronghold that has never been breached, and retrieve a hostage whose knowledge could change Grisha magic forever. To succeed would mean riches beyond Cass's wildest dreams, but he can't pull it off alone. A convict with a thirst for revenge, a sharpshooter who can't walk away from a wager, a runaway with a privileged past, a spy known as the Wraith, a heartrender using her magic to survive the slums, a thief with a gift for unlikely escapes. Six dangerous outcasts, one impossible heist. Together, they might just be unstoppable if they don't kill each other first. And that is the whole thing. That is the basic whole thing, and then you just follow these six characters. This one has 5 point of views and this one has 6 point of views, and that's just so amazing. There are actually three couples, and that even makes them even more fascinating. Such good books, such good characters. I fell in love in each and every one of the characters. There is like a really heartbreaking thing that happens in the end of the second book, but we're not going to talk about it because I have already talked about it in another video. But like these two are like amazing books, and it's like must read in the fantasy genre. So yeah, must read. And also the like look at the covers only. Like they're beautiful. Like look at the covers. So yeah, must read. And then we have One of Us is Lying, which is also another mystery book. It is the first book of the series. Like a few days ago, I literally bantered on about what happens in One of Us is Lying with my aunt. So like, and I got shivers around my body. So you have to read it. It's that good of a book that you like. One of Us is Lying is like my I think my favorite mystery book of all time. It's my favorite mystery book because the plot twist is goosebumping. It's shivering. It is a mind-boggling plot twist, and like it's such a lot of people say it's kind of impractical, but for me it was really realistic and very practical of a thing to do. The characters, again, it's like a multiple POV book, and I love it for that. I read it online, so I don't have it with me. I have the third book of the series with me because it's a trilogy, but I think you can also read it as standalone if you want to, because the first book is definitely the best of the books. But I just read for it for the whole experience of it being complete book. So I have the third book with me because I don't have the second or the first one, so I need to get those. But like the book is the One of Us is Lying book. It's One of Us is Lying, One of Us is Next, and then One of Us is Back, which I have with me. But One of Us is Lying is, I think, the best one of those. Even though One of Us is Next also has a really good plot twist, it's not as unique as the first one. Even One of Us is Back has a beautiful plot twist, but not as unique as the first one. Such an amazing book. Just sets the standards for mystery, high school mystery, YA like kind of books. And it's a beautiful book, and all of the characters are beautiful, and literally everything of the book is beautiful. So you have to read that book because of its amazing plot twist. Just because of this plot twist, even it's just such an amazing book and such amazing characters. That's all I have to say about that book. I'll tell you what it's about. It's like about these six people who were stuck in detention, and then something happened in the detention that made them get stuck in their whole lives that had been made for them for so long, but now they're going to try to urge themselves out of this life because of that one detention and what happened to that one detention, because they were accused of murder from that one detention, all of them, all four of them. So that's the basic story, and I know you're gonna love it, so you need to read it right now. And the last book that I'm going to talk about in today's video is for the historian folks. It's Dan Brown's book called The Lost Symbol. Unpopular opinion, but I think The Lost Symbol is a better book than the Da Vinci Code, which is again unpopular opinion. Even I've not read Angels and Demons, but I'm pretty sure it'll be more. I don't know. I just love The Lost Symbol. I love everything about The Lost Symbol. First of all, I think that it's the best of the love interest with Robert Langdon. I've not read a lot of books in the Robert Langdon series. I've not read Angels and Demons, and I've also not read that what's the book. I don't know. There's another book that I have not read in the series. Like that, like later books, but I have read The Origin, The Lost Symbol, and The Da Vinci Code. And from the three of them, I can definitely say The Lost Symbol is the best book. It's much more interesting, I think, and also the relationship, and like also like the introduction to Robert Langdon, I really liked, and the whole thing, basically the whole thing, the most more it has, I think, more information on the history, I think, and I just like the humor also a lot better, like the plot twist a lot better, I like the villain a lot better. So yeah, The Lost Symbol is like such a good, like, and I really want to tell you how it goes. Like, you just have to get into The Lost Symbol to know how it goes, because it's such an amazing book, and it also has plot twists, and just reads so much like a story that you will not even know it's a story. So I had, that is a book that my brother gave to me, so I don't have it with me right now, but that is also like an amazing book, and you can definitely read it, and you should definitely read it if you want to, because you gain so much information from it about history, and that is like crazy, because you'll feel like you're just reading a book and a story, but you're actually reading so much of history. It might take you a little bit more time than like a normal book, but it is definitely a very captivating book. And that is all of those 8 books are the 6 stars that I have read over time, and that is all of the books. And tell me if they were 6 star for you too after you read them, or if you have even read them, even though I am probably going to be the only one watching this video. But that is it for today's video. Hope you liked it, and that is it. Goodbye, meet you later. Kudos, goodbye, sayonara, bye bye, ta-da.